is that the female is a second-class citizen.
No, sir.
In fact, even if she is a citizen in some of these places.
Come on, come
She
on.
needs to be quiet. She can't drive.
Come
She
on.
can't read, whatever all it is. That is not Islam.
No, sir.
There's nowhere in the Holy Book, the Quran, that says that a woman can't drive.
Come on.
That she can't be educated. As a matter of fact, on a level of equality, that's the best level of equality that
Go
she's
ahead.
equal with us when it comes to spirituality and practicing obedience to God. As a matter of fact, brothers, we can't even be a good Muslim or someone who's practicing righteousness without a female in our life.
Come on now. Come
I
on.
know I'm gonna leave that alone if I
You
can.
you teaching?
But this guy talking, this ain't me.
Come on.
So if she cannot speak, if she cannot teach, if she cannot excel herself in her abilities and her talents to the best of her ability, we're in trouble.
Mm.
And if you look at the outside world, look at the treatment that they have of the woman. That's why I call them the actual supreme hypocrites. We're going to talk about how the
Go ahead.
treat their women.
That's right.
We don't have our women on poles.
That's right.
Think about
Come
it. Think
on.
about it.
Come on.
We don't have our women walking around without no top on serving drinks to strangers.
You teaching?
Come on.
We don't
Go
have
ahead.
our women trying to be sexy instead of hamburgers.
Come on now.
Leave that alone. No, I'm not going to leave that alone.
Go ahead.
Because that's the problem. We don't left it alone too much.
Yes, sir.
And when it comes, all praise due to Allah. But the life-giving teachings, they actually inform us that this is the woman of God.
That's right. Come on
So when you
now.
deal with the woman of God, or when you mistreat the woman of God, you're actually at war with God.
Man.
So we have to understand something. They're all wrapped up and we can't see anything. Ain't nothing, but you ain't supposed to be seeing nothing.
That's right.
Unless that's something you in charge.
Go ahead.
What the hell you in charge anyway? That's the problem. We want to look at the behind, don't want to mess with the mind.
That's right.
Come on now. You teaching?
I don't know where this coming from. I'm gonna sit down in a minute. All right. But the sisters are dressed the way they dress because if you look at the laws of nature, everything of value is covered.
That's right.
You gotta dig into the ground for the gold, don't you?
Come on.
You gotta go to the depths of the sea for the pearl.
Got to.
But when you see a co-creator with God, she can't be dressed.
Come on. Think
Because
about
when I see these beautiful sisters, they're expressing to the world that they know their values.
it. That's right.
That they know that they are the woman of God.
That's right.
That they are the servant of God. And when they submit to the best of submission, they are a co-producer with God.
Yes, sir.
So listen very carefully, because I'm about to bring a wonderful sister up. She's in the ministry of health. And in the nation of Islam, we don't believe in eating everything you want to eat, drinking anything you want to eat,
Come on.
then go to the doctor. Because the doctor don't live longer than we do.
That's right.
They sicker than we see. They drinking and smoking and jumping off the building committing suicide.
That's right.
What the hell we follow him for?
Practice on that.
So she teaches preventive medicine, how to eat the right foods, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So right now she's going to give us some spiritual food. So brothers and sisters, please put your hands together for a wonderful student minister.
All
Honored
praise
to
be to Allah. Yes, sir.
a part of
Alaikum salam, sir. Wa alaikum salam.
ma'am.
Fine, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Please speak to Allah. Please be so kind as to give her the moment and know the realm.
Yes, ma'am.
True and unadulterated truth that came forth from his spirit, not from his mouth.
That's right.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger and servant. I am eternally grateful to Allah for coming for us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, and for him raising up one from among us to evolve into a God himself in his own right. And that is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I thank Elijah so very much for leaving among us a divine leader, teacher, guide, and warner to humanity.
Go ahead.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I can never thank our Western Regional Representative for the nation of Islam, student minister Tony Muhammad.
Yes,
for
ma'am.
allowing the sisters to express the feminine face of Almighty God.
That's right.
And I'd like to greet you in the nation's greeting words of peace. Again, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, ma'am.
Brothers and sisters, I think if I had to pick a topic for what I have to say today, by Allah's grace and permission, I would like to talk about the Farrakhan factor.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because he's the topic of discussion, directly or indirectly,
Yes, ma'am.
in the lives of so many different people.
That's right.
But one of the things that I would like to express is that Farrakhan is here.
Come on.
He is our divine reminder today, and he is in, and he comes in the volume of the books.
That's right.
He has a coat of many colors, meaning that he fits the description of so many prophetic individuals in both Bible and Quran. And so I would like to open by just reading a verse and a little bit of a footnote from Surah number 25 that's entitled Al-Furqan, or
Yes.
the discrimination.
Yes, ma'am.
Verse number 1 reads, "Blessed is he who sent down the discrimination upon his servant, that he might be a warner to the nations." And that footnote, 1769, says Furqan is one of the names of the Holy Quran because of the distinction which it brings about between truth and falsehood. And today, and that's only part of the footnote, today is a great day that we're living in because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is so eloquent and so gracious in the spankings that he gives.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
He is merciful, but he's stern. And one thing that I know for certainty is that this man is not going to punk out and turn his back on
That's
us.
right. Go ahead.
Because he's been standing on this truth for over 60-something years.
Yes, ma'am.
And anybody that is willing to give his life and sacrifice all that he has in order to bring a people that he loves dearly from his heart is a force to be reckoned with, because he is standing with the Christ, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and with our God who came for us, Master Farad Muhammad.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I just want to bring up a couple of points that's written in the Bible, because this is that lovely book that we all grew up in, right?
Go ahead.
But it's a lot of truth in this book.
That's right. Come
It
on.
has been tampered with, but the God's power and the truth of his word is so strong that even with the lie that they tried to put in it, the truth still stands out.
Right.
So I want to help us to recall what we witnessed in 1995 with the Million Man March,
Yes, ma'am.
in that we witnessed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a Jesus in our midst, witnessing raising Lazarus up from the dead. And in John chapter 11, verses 45 and 52, it says, "Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did, which is raising Lazarus from the dead, that some of them believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done." What did Jesus do? All he did is say, "Lazarus, come forth." He called for 1 million black men to show up in D.C. And almost 2 million came.
That's right. Go ahead.
There is nothing, no greater force on the planet than God working through a man. And the only way that God can manifest himself through men is because he's a man himself.
Go ahead.
So then you say, and then in verse 47 it said, "Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees at council, and said, What do we? For this man doeth many miracles. And if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and our nation." So in this scriptural reference, you're talking about a group of people that are conspiring to get rid of Jesus. Why? What did he do? He did nothing but tell the truth to the people, and he called them forth, and they came.
That's it.
That's right.
That's
But
it.
then they're so hypocritical because in the Quran it talks about Iblis telling the people, I didn't call you to come follow me.
That's right.
All
Come
I
on.
did was call you and you came.
That's it.
So what's the difference?
Mm.
The difference is the power of truth and the power of righteousness coming forth for one of the most serene and divine men that have been born, and the one that acts in present time to help us to distinguish or make a distinct discrimination between truth and falsehood.
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, the Jews and the Gentiles are worried that if the people, the poor, the oppressed, and the dissatisfied will listen, hear, and take the hearts of the word of Farrakhan, that they will lose their wealth and their so-called prominence in the world. So what truth is Farrakhan saying, and what truth is he doing that frightens our enemies? It's the miracles of Elijah, our exalted Christ, that are being performed today. And while it was happening while he was among us, and those miracles are still happening through Farrakhan. Our enemies think that if they kill Farrakhan, that they have killed Elijah. But what they fail to realize,
Come on.
beloved, is that you can't kill God.
That's right.
Elijah, into Godhood, God. And he is God. So, to take it or leave it alone, and many of us grew up in the church and we have heard about the miracles of Jesus. And I know that I can bear witness that I suffered from leprosy.
Come on,
And
come
so
on.
did you.
That's right.
Teach on that.
We all were lepers. What does that mean? It may be a state of disease, or it may be a disease or a sickness. But to be a leper means to be a person or an individual that had imposed upon them a moral and socially decrepit state of mind.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Before the coming of Master Farad Muhammad, what were we doing as a people?
Good question.
We were involved in so much degeneracy that is unmentionable and unfathomable. It caused the God to come and rescue us and save us from ourselves, right?
Yes.
We also talking about the way that the Jesus of 2,000 years ago came and gave us sight. He healed the blind, right?
Yes,
but to
ma'am.
be blind also means to lack vision. And without vision, the people perish.
That's right. That's right.
We fainted when we saw Jesus. Faint meaning that I lacked the courage, I lacked the strength, I lacked the vigor, and I became too weak to get up and do something
Go ahead.
for myself. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came, and he helped us to stand up on that square that we were actually placed on by God in order for us to be able to stand up and take our rightful place in the world. And this is why our enemies come after the unstudied believer and the money-hungry, camera-happy, so-called Negro leaders and politicians, for the simple fact that what they desire, and I'm going to bring up brother in just a second, but I want to quickly just read something from the book of John, if I may. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
All praises be to Allah. In the book of John, chapter 7, it specifically talks about what we're dealing with in this day and time. Chapter 7, verses 6 through 13, it says, Then Jesus said unto them, My time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it, and the works thereof are evil. Go ye up unto this feast, and I go not up yet unto the feast, because my time has not come. But when he said these words to them, they abode still in Galilee. But when his brethren were gone up, then went out also unto the feast, not openly, but as it were in secret. Then the Jews sought him at the feast and said, Where is he? And there was much murmuring among the people concerning him, For some of them say he is a good man, others say nay, he deceiveth the people. How be it that no man spoke openly of him, and I'm talking about Farrakhan, for fear of the Jews.
Wow.
I'm not the keynote speaker, but I know that there will be a man coming up that will bring us deeper into that understanding of why Farrakhan is hated amongst the people that are of this world. Thank you so much for
Thank
listening.
you.
I'd like to bring before you another student minister, a powerhouse. His name is Student Minister Brother Landon Muhammad. Thank you. And you can
That's right.
Give it up one more time. Come on now. In the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared to us mercifully in the person of the Master, W. Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, plus 1,000 years as far as I'm concerned. I further bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger.
That's right.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, to be right and exact and down to the modern time. And I thank Allah for giving us a gift. You know, we talking about gifts this time of year, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody hitting each other in the mouth, running each other over. The day before that, we were talking about being thankful for what we already had.
Okay, that's right.
And the day after that, we running each other over for what we want, right? So we already had a gift in a beautiful man.
That's right.
A divine leader, teacher, and guide in our midst. And I'm speaking of none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And in those three great names, I greet you in the words of peace. Of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
How y'all feeling?
Fine, sir.
Y'all sure?
Yes, sir.
Brother.
Yes, sir. Hold on.
Brother.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feel?
Fine, sir.
Dear sister.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feel?
Fine, sir.
All praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. Give yourselves a round of applause. Here is nothing to play with when you're talking to the people of God.
That's right.
It's nothing to play with. I want to thank our beloved Western Regional Student Minister, Tony Muhammad, for giving me this opportunity to speak to the people of God. Go ahead and give him a round of applause. Thank my beloved Regional Captain, Captain Halim Muhammad. My team. Y'all see him. Be out there working. You might hear him. He went out there. That's it. I want to give a shout out to my beloved captain. All praise to Allah. But I want to talk about gifts today. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Because like I said, this is that time of year, but there's a particular gift that we don't really talk about that we got to deal with in this hour. Because when we talk about gifts, one thing you have to give to the black man and the black woman, no matter what our condition is, we always give an honor to God when good things happen to us. Is that right?
Right.
I mean, even when a rapper who you know, did a whole album talking about the B word, killing this nigga and that nigga, he get up there and accept that award and say, first of all, I want to give an honor to God. And when good things happen to us as Aboriginal people, we call it a blessing. And that's good, because it did come from God. We thank God for a car, if we get a new car. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We thank God for a job. We thank God for a place to live. That's good. We should thank Him for those things. Those are great things to have. But there's one blessing, one gift in particular, that I never hear us thanking Almighty God Allah for.
Come on.
Y'all have any idea what that gift is? Sister said life. You know, that's a great gift. It really is. It's a beautiful gift, and you can't receive any other gifts unless you have life.
That's right.
That's not quite what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about something specifically given to the Aboriginal man and woman, particularly throughout this earth, that was just given to us. I'm talking about the gift of our blackness. When was the last time you thanked God for being black?
Good question.
That's right.
That's a
I mean,
good
'cause we
question.
thank God for everything. We thank him, you know, brother get a new pair of Jordans, new pair of Gators.
Come on.
Man, that's a blessing, man. Look at me, how I look. Look at me.
Yeah.
I stood in line for 2 hours for these, even though it only cost Nike about $10 to make the pair of
That's
shoes.
right.
And then they charge us $200 for it. Sisters, y'all do the same thing. Y'all get a new handbag. Oh, what a blessing. Y'all like my bag? You know, she hold it out a little bit more. You know, don't reach for it though. Even though that bag was designed by some homosexual European.
That's right.
But she thanks God for that and she stood. It's a blessing. But when was the last time you thanked God for being black? And when I say black, and since this is California, I gotta clarify this. If you are so-called Hispanic, Native American, I'm talking about you too.
That's right.
I'm talking about all the Aboriginal people of this earth. In fact,
That's right.
if you go to Mexico right now or Central America and look at the artifacts of the Mayans and the Aztecs, look at the totem poles. Hell, they look like Minister Tony.
That's true that.
So when I say the Aboriginal black man, I'm talking about all of the real people, the real owners of this earth.
That's right.
When was the last time you thanked God for being black? I want y'all to think about it. For example, how many of you have ever heard of a Lamborghini? Raise your hand. How many of you would be thankful if someone gave you a Lamborghini? I know I would. I wouldn't keep it. I'd sell it the next
That's
day.
right. That's
For a
right.
profit.
That's right.
It goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about
3 seconds.
seconds or less.
That's right.
Man, that's fast. They said Oprah has a house here in California that's worth about $50 million, sitting on about 42 acres. How many of you, if someone gave you a house like that, would be thankful? Raise your hand. Man, I would be too. I'll sell that too.
That's
Give me a nice little apartment, nice little condo, and pocket the difference.
That's
But I would be thankful, is that right?
Yes.
So for a minute, I want to talk about what God gave you from birth. It's a little bit better than that Lamborghini.
Come on.
It's a little bit better than that mansion. First of all, you were born into an earth that God gave you power and dominion in.
That's right.
What kind of earth though?
Come on.
196,940,000 square miles. Come on now. Did y'all get that?
Yes, sir.
196,940,000 square miles. And do you know right now, the earth that you're sitting on right now is moving at a terrific speed of 1,037 1/3 miles per hour. And you don't even feel it. Up in the Bay Area, when you get in the car and you move in the car without touching the wheel, what they call it? They call that ghost riding the whip, right? Right now, you ghost riding the planet Earth. Look at you. But little do you give thanks. 139,685,000 square miles of water. Of that, 1 million of it is lakes and rivers. This is what you drink. You have land, 57,255,000 square miles of land that you can do whatever you want with. You can build the wood to build a mansion. You can get food, you can get medicine, you can get everything you want out of that. But when was the last time you thanked God for being black? Now hold on. Before I bring up our beloved student regional minister, I know somebody in the audience is thinking, well, wait a minute, brother, everything you just said, white people got that too. And you're right. You're right. I need a tiebreaker real quick. I need a tiebreaker. I'm going to go about 93 million miles into the sky, all the way out into space.
That's right.
Come on now.
853,000 miles in diameter. I'm talking about the sun. And this white man that you love so much, before he come out in the sun, he needs suntan.
That's right.
We're going to black.
Well, that suntan lotion will cook him.
That's right.
If you look in the dictionary and look up the definition of sun-kissed, sun-kissed, it means something that's made warm or brown by the rays of the sun. Now, what happens to the black man when we get out in the
Come
sun?
on, vitamin.
You're made brown,
That's
or black,
That's right.
So the same sun that kills your enemy kisses you.
That's right.
When was the last time you thanked God for being black? Speaking of black, honored to bring up a brother who is the champion, the people's champion. When it comes to representatives of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I don't think you can do better.
Better, that's right.
You can probably match it, but you can't do better. In fact, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan himself called him the foremost.
That's right.
I said the foremost. Look that up. So at this time, big brother, man, I gotta bring up our Western Region Chief Minister Tony Muhammad. Please stand for your Western Region Chief Minister.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Please, be seated.
Thank you, sir.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah.
That's right.
To that one who is the creator of all things, to him who is the revealer of all great and sacred truth. Dear family,
Yes, sir.
I don't care how old any of us get to be in this world's life, there's not one person in front of you who can thank Almighty God, Allah, enough. You don't have enough breath in your body to thank Him
That's right. That's right.
for all of the great servants that have been sent to man and mankind. But let us thank Him that out of that infinite love that God has for His creation, He has sent both men and women into the world to remind us that there is but one God.
That's right.
We thank Him for Abraham. We thank Him for Moses. We thank Him for Jesus. And we thank Him for Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God, Allah, be upon these great and worthy servants of His. But today, it is my job.
Yes, sir.
It is my duty. And it is a distinct honor to bring to the oppressed community of this world, the black, the brown, and the red man. I came to bring y'all some good news today.
Come on, come
Brother
on.
Nelson.
I think in a wicked world like this, we need some good news.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you got a president like Trump, my God,
Man.
we need some good news.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With a president like Trump, who have nearly hypnotized us,
Yes, he is.
Mm.
because this man
Wicked.
is proven.
Yes, sir.
I don't know another president that has lied openly
Come on, come on.
the way this president has lied.
1 week.
But I came to bring you some good news. In fact, the news that we want to impart on you is what has gotten the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in so much trouble with the wicked.
Come on, speak on
Come
it,
on,
my
come
man.
on.
The good news is, brothers and sisters, is that the black man in America, in particular, is the chosen people of God.
That's right. Come on. Make it plain.
Hey!
That the Bible and the Holy Quran, these books of scripture,
Break it down, brother.
that the Bible has in it prophecies, and prophecies are those things which are said to happen in the future.
That's right.
I'm here to tell you that God
and his prophets saw black people, saw the brown man,
Go ahead.
saw the red man
Go ahead.
coming into slavery.
That's right.
I'm here to tell you that those of you who are wondering about color, well, it got quiet. on
Go
me.
ahead. Go ahead.
Teach on that, brother.
You know, this Caucasian, I'm not here to lay blame on these Caucasian people, but we're here to tell you why they're on our planet.
Go ahead. Go
Come
ahead.
on. Focus, brother.
But before I do that,
Yes, sir.
I want to thank Allah for coming to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
That too has gotten us in trouble with the world of ignorance.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes,
We
sir.
don't believe that God is some spook, some spirit out in space. We know that God is a man.
Go ahead.
Always has been and always will be.
Yes. Right.
I'm talking about the supreme being.
Come on. Come on.
Sir.
He is among us today. And we thank him. For it is written in this Bible.
Come on.
It is written, and Jesus told his disciples it's expedient that he go away.
That's right.
For if he go not away, the Comforter cannot come. Jesus even told the direction that he was going to go.
Come on.
That's right.
In the book of Matthew, Jesus said these words, as lightning shine from the east. Now imagine now, 2,000 years ago, America was not here.
That's right.
Think about it.
Y'all all right?
Go ahead.
Jesus was in the east, and in the east you have a country called Africa.
That's right.
Jesus was in and around the Arabian Peninsula.
Come on.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And Jesus said, as lightning shine from the east, even unto the west,
Come on.
so shall the coming of the Son of Man be.
That's right. That's right.
The disciples looked perplexed because 2,000 years ago there was nothing here in America.
That's
Come
right.
on. Come on.
Why would he be going over there?
Good question.
Because Jesus was given prophecy.
Come on. Come on now.
Then Jesus said to the disciples, wherever the eagle is gathered, what is the symbol of America?
The eagle.
Oh, come on, black people. Y'all ain't like y'all scared of me. You ain't got to worry. They up here, I know you here.
That's right.
Come on, brother.
They took a picture of every one of you.
That's right.
And when they come at you, you can't say you were just playing.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
Come
You
on.
might well just say, I'm with them.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
Because they hate a coward anyway.
That's right. Go ahead.
Look, wherever the eagle is gathered, there the caucus shall be. We are the caucus.
That's right.
That's right.
We are the spiritual and mental remains of a once great people.
That's right. Come
Speak
on.
of the dead, brother.
Teach.
Oh, I thank Allah, Master Farad Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
for when he came, he raised one from among us.
Sir.
That man was a man that if you look at the month that Caucasians have given to us to study our history,
Come on.
can you imagine the arrogance of these crackers?
Go ahead.
Come on. Come on. Yeah.
I said I was going to stop here.
That's right, brother.
No, you all right. Go ahead.
Come on with it.
Brothers, have you ever even asked white people, why did y'all only give us a month? And
Come
some
on.
of you are satisfied with that.
Come on.
Huh?
That's the truth.
In fact, the wickedly wise Caucasian people have actually made us hate even wanting to know anything about our history.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
What is it about our history that he don't want us to come into contact with? And what is it about our history he don't even want his own children to know?
Come on.
Teach on the God, brother.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
I thank Allah for this great man, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
For in the month, Black History Month, they teach you about every black leader except Elijah Muhammad.
That's right. Come on.
They have tried to write him out of history. Why?
Come on. Come on.
Nat Turner murdered Caucasian people, but they'll tell you about Nat because they caught him.
Right.
Go ahead.
Think about
Go
it.
ahead.
Come on.
That's right.
They'll tell you about Soldier of Truth. They'll tell you about other leaders, but what is it about Elijah Muhammad that even his picture may wake up something in your
Right.
subconscious?
Come on.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Go ahead.
Oh, Elijah Muhammad, man. Let me tell you something.
Come on, teach
I'm
them.
thankful that God found one worthy from among us and raised us a messenger and a warner like
Yes,
he did
sir.
for Israel people. That man, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, was so feared that in a magazine, I think it was Esquire magazine, they put a cartoon character picture of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad with the French president pointing at him.
That's right. That's right.
Huh?
Oh, yeah,
Teach
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Come on now.
And the Rothschilds was there. They had caricatures of some of the most wealthy Caucasian people in the world. What is it that they knew about Elijah Muhammad? Where in the cartoon they said if it wasn't for this man,
Right. Come on. Teach.
we would have had a great history.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Teach.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad's job was to shine light on the vampire
Go ahead.
That's
of
right.
this world.
Come on. Come on.
A vampire hates light,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
just like a liar hates the truth.
Come on now.
Come on, brother minister.
Oh, and in his absence, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was so wise. He is a Georgia-born black man with only a third-grade education.
Come on.
Come on now.
And it is written in the scriptures, how is this man who's not lettered learn?
Come on. Say it.
Wait a minute. He only went to the third grade, and no scholars in the 50s, in the 60s,
Come on.
in the 70s could handle
That's right.
the teachings
None.
of the supreme wisdom
That's
of the Honorable
That's
Elijah
right.
Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad was raised from among slaves.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
See, brothers and sisters, if you that are Christians, y'all confuse me.
Wake 'em
Go
up,
ahead.
brother man. Wake 'em up.
Let me tell you why you confuse me. I listen to your belief in Christianity.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Come on.
Come on.
And when I hear you talking, it's not even your belief. You just tell me what you heard.
Teach,
That's right.
man.
That's right.
Right.
Here, son.
Go ahead, brother minister.
You don't know but one scripture.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Most of you, I'm just saying.
Come on. Come on. Yes, sir.
Lord's Prayer.
And here's the one you always throw.
Come on.
All I know is God so loved the world.
Come on now.
Come on. Come on.
God damn it.
He gave what?
His only begotten son.
That's right.
And that's a lie.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right.
There are other begottens in the Bible.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not going to that.
Go ahead.
Facts.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Facts. Go ahead.
But most Christians, your belief is on hearsay. It's not on what you know.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Teach you that belief.
And most of the scriptures that Caucasians have gave you to nurse on are scriptures that are used for slave doctrine.
Come on.
Go ahead.
That's right. Rep it to us. Yes, sir.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
But if you read the scriptures, God's way, it never changes.
Never.
Mm.
Never.
Come on.
Anytime people go into bondage and have been made a slave, from Genesis to Revelation, when I read it, here's how God come after a person or people that's in bondage.
Come on.
His ways changes not.
Yes, sir.
When I go into the Bible and I look at the Old Testament, every time a person or people was in bondage, God always visited that people and raised one from among that slave.
That's
All right. Go ahead.
That's right. It's a fact.
taught him, and then turned him to the oppressed. Ours.
Go ahead.
Meaning his job was to speak truth to power
That's right.
and responsibility to the victim.
That's right.
That's right.
This is
Yes,
the truth.
sir.
Go
Y'all
ahead.
with me?
Yes, sir.
God never send some stranger to rescue a people that he don't understand their pain.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Meaning, I don't want nobody coming to me talking about you from Arabia and you come to save us.
Come on,
Save
come on.
us from what?
Go ahead.
Come on, they got
What
power.
you know about being a black man?
Yes.
That part.
Yes, sir.
So I'm giving you the pattern on how God always raises up people.
That's right. Come on.
Our problem is we suffer from so much self-hatred
Come on. Come on now.
that we don't believe God even loves us.
Come on. Teach on that.
I'm going to say that again.
Yes, teach
The
on
truth. That's the
We are
truth.
under such self-hatred that we don't even believe God loves us. We believe he loves everybody else. This is why we somewhat worship Caucasian people. You think if you had a white this or a white that, you got the best.
Go ahead.
Come on, Mama.
That's
Set
the
the
truth.
record straight.
That's just real.
Yes, sir. Come on now.
Don't let a white man come and pat you on your head. Or you really think you're something. I know, brothers and sisters. Why are you talking about color?
Come on.
You know, I say this sometimes to Scientologists. It's what drives me crazy about something.
Yes, sir.
You know, they believe in spirits.
That's right.
Which
That's
is
right.
real.
That's right.
Faith, spiritual beings. But when you start talking about color, they always want to go to the no color conscience.
Come on. Come on. Think about it.
I'm like, wait a minute, Mr. Hubbard was a scientist.
Right.
And scientists make careful observations.
Calculation.
The Holy Quran said God is the best at coloring.
Go ahead. You teaching.
The white man is on the planet.
Come
The
on.
black man is on this planet.
Come
Right.
on.
The yellow man is on the planet.
No
The
accident.
red man is on this planet.
Come on.
So don't tell me not to see color when color is in front of me.
Go ahead.
That part. That part.
That's real. See, even some of them want to run from what white bodies have done.
Right.
That's right.
Children going crazy.
Because if I'm a scientist and I'm studying white bodies and the spirit that's in them bodies,
You go that wicked.
everywhere they have gone, they have conquered people of color.
Come on. Go ahead. Everywhere.
That's just real.
That's right.
You can take black people. We have never went out and conquered other people.
Think about it.
Never.
Now, what we have done when they haven't act right, we've told them to get the hell out from around us.
Right.
You go that devil.
You got to go.
We told them to get out of the garden,
That's
Right.
That's right.
and we sent them into Europe.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Teach, brother.
But we never even murdered them for starting trouble among the righteous.
Go ahead.
In the Garden of Eden.
Come on.
Think about
You
it.
going to crack.
Come on now. You teaching. You teaching.
Wake them up, brother.
All of this trying to dodge color, y'all can miss me with that.
Right.
Teach it wrong, brother.
Because you don't want to confront the fact that spirits in white body done did a lot of damage.
That's right.
You know what that says to me?
Go ahead, brother. Man.
Spirit is like energy.
That's right.
And energy cannot show forth itself without a conduct.
Come on. Come on.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Your body is like a conductor. Right?
Yes, sir.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, one of the greatest conductors on the planet is gold.
That's right. That's right.
The cheapest conductor is copper.
That's right.
Silver is even better than copper.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Oh, but that gold, that beautiful dark gold,
Go ahead.
24 karat.
Yes, sir.
it lasts longer than copper.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
So I said to a white Scientologist, I said, you know, it's something about those white bodies that's not a proper conductor.
It's a science.
It
Come on.
cannot handle the spirit and the frequencies of God at a certain level.
Go ahead.
That's true. Teach that science, brother.
Huh? Look at people of color. Look at the black man. Even Mr. Hubbard himself said that the Caucasian male is somewhat brutal. They can only see divine in themselves but can't see divinity in others.
Go ahead.
That's it.
I thank Allah
Yes, sir.
for this, what we call supreme wisdom.
Yes.
I can take the supreme wisdom. I can go and look at anybody else's teaching,
Go ahead.
and use our wisdom to sift what they have.
That's right.
And I thank Allah for the congruency that I've found.
Yes, sir.
And not just the Church of Scientology. I don't care where I go.
Right.
That part.
Because all truth belongs to Islam.
That's right. All of it.
All truth belongs to the human family of the planet Earth.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So I thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan,
Yes, sir.
a man that I believe and know to be walking in the perfect footsteps of Jesus.
That's right. Yes, sir.
In their holy and righteous names, I greet all of you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Brothers and sisters, would you all help me in giving a hand to our student minister, Brother Merlin Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
Our student minister, Sister Anissa Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Our student minister, Brother Landon X. Today, brothers and sisters, our desire is to teach you.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to preach,
Yes, sir.
I want to teach.
All right.
Hopefully you have paper and pencil because we're going to take you to source today. This man, Farrakhan,
Yes, sir.
what is it about him that scares the wickedly wise today? This man,
Come on.
Farrakhan,
Yes, sir.
he is the freest human being I know on this planet.
That's right.
Make it plain.
Just because he lives in America, he don't let America control him.
Come on.
And most black people who still have a slave mentality, you believe in obeying white people. But when your laws conflict with our religion, you can go to hell.
Think about it. Think about it.
America cannot tell black, brown, and red people who is our friend.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
I'm going to say this again.
Come on. Teach on that free man.
As a black man, if I want to go to Iraq, that's my business.
Go ahead.
Come on.
That's right.
I don't never see black people telling white folks who to befriend.
Go ahead.
Where they can and cannot go.
Go ahead.
What is it about white people that they think we're their children?
Teach on that slave
Come
mentality.
on. Come on.
Teach on that slave mentality.
Farrakhan was raised by the Messiah.
Go ahead.
That's right. No doubt.
That Messiah is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
No
a
mistake.
man who we believe and know is still alive.
Yes, sir.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
But today, Farrakhan is in the crosshairs of Satan.
Come
Yes,
on,
sir.
come on, come on.
Yes, he is.
Brothers and sisters, let me get something out of your spooky mind.
Come on, bring it, brother.
Please, sir.
Satan, or the devil,
Come on.
is not some energy pulsating somewhere out in space.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's right.
Bring it to life,
I'm
bro.
going to say that again.
Bring
Go
it to
ahead.
life. Bring it to life.
Satan, or the devil,
Come on.
Come on.
a real human being.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Come on.
Satan is so powerful that he can hide right in plain sight.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Come on.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Satan makes devils.
Come on. Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
Speak on Lucifer. Speak on Lucifer.
How do you know? Look at the black community.
You teaching.
Who made us?
That's right.
Huh? Who you been under for 400 years?
Come on. Come on.
Think about it. Come on.
Huh? You say, I'm black. No, are you really black? When the last time you been black?
Come
And
on.
I'm not talking about your face.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Because you got a black face don't mean you black.
Right.
The question is, when have you been consciously black?
Woo.
Teach you that state of mind.
Think about it. Think about it.
Wait a minute. How do you be consciously black? See?
Come on. Speak on that Negro.
When you are consciously black, that means you got your own name.
Right.
Come on. Come on.
Because if you're named after another man, that means you're that man's child.
Think about it.
Come on, brother. When we impregnate a sister and we admit to it,
Come on.
and we are happy about it even.
Right. Right.
In fact, we want that child. I'm not talking about you child dodgers. You love the act of procreation, but you don't like what it creates.
Teach on that. Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
I'm talking about a real father. A man who loves his children, see? And will do whatever it takes to raise his children. Ain't gonna run from no responsibility.
That's right. Go ahead.
A man like that, if I impregnate a sister, I want that child to have somebody else's name.
No, sir.
You want that child to have what?
Your name.
Then whose child are you?
Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on, Muhammad. I have to ask the question. When the last time you been black?
Go ahead.
Black is not a hairdo.
Go ahead.
Speak on that mind.
You don't even want your real hair. See, you give it a hairdo.
Go ahead. You teaching. You teaching.
Who you want to be like?
That's right.
Ain't this something?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My
Happy to
God.
be natural.
Is your last name Johnson? No, sir. Who's the original Johnson?
Come on.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Come on.
Your last name Williams? Where did that come from?
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
What were your grandmother's and grandfather's name who was on that slave ship? Do you know?
That's right. Come on.
That's the name you see. That's when you was black.
Come on. Teach you that ancestry.
But the moment another race imposed their name, their language, their culture, their way on you, you cease being who you were. And you have now become them.
Come on, Muhammad.
I mean, even though I'm a Muslim,
Come on. Come on.
a so-called black Muslim,
Come on.
I still suffer from Caucasian tendencies.
Go ahead. That's right.
Many years.
Come on now.
Come on, y'all.
Come
I want to bear witness to that. And I caught some of y'all listening to Christmas carols on the radio.
That's right. Come on. Can't help it.
Oh man, not the jingle bells.
They called me, I'm in the mall, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So, this is why this world hates Farrakhan.
Come
That's
on.
right.
True, that's true.
Even black people, men who have 60 some odd years of his life have been to defend you.
That's right. That's right.
And now Satan, who controls the media, is trying to get the black community to turn on Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Some of
Right.
you wish we'd go away.
That's right.
Come on.
Expose me, brother minister.
Come on.
Come on.
I know I'm not talking about the Q group, not y'all.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother minister.
I'm talking about the ones that's not here.
Mm.
Huh? Because we don't want to be reminded
Right,
that
right.
we really ain't black.
Go ahead.
Shame.
Man.
So today, we are living in what is called the last day.
Come on.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, good.
And there is a war going on in heaven.
Come on, brother minister.
Because there's a man on the earth that's telling wicked Caucasian people that your time of rule is up.
That's right. Boldly.
Yes, sir.
So before we go into this PowerPoint presentation, because we plan to show you
Come on, brother minister.
that the whole fight between Jews and Farrakhan is that Minister Farrakhan has revealed that those who say that they're Jews are not.
Come on. That's right.
Go
They
ahead.
are impossible.
That's right. Go ahead.
This is not hate, this is a theological argument.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Fact.
My job today and for the next few weeks, I'm going to also prove that many of the Jews are anti-black.
Come on, come on.
Anti-brown.
Go ahead.
Anti-red. I'm going to prove it.
Go ahead.
And anti-white.
You say you're a Christian. Yeah, right.
Come on, come on.
You love Jesus?
Come on.
Really?
Come on. Come on.
Then, if you love Jesus, why do you hang out with his murderer?
Mm.
Oh.
Come on. Think about it.
Come on, speak on the salt.
I mean, particularly you Negro Christians. Y'all kill me, your white master send you after the Nation of Islam with your uninformed self to attack us.
Go ahead.
We standing on truth.
Go
We
ahead.
standing on the line.
Yes, sir.
Some of y'all act like Jesus died a natural death.
Come on.
He did not die a natural death.
sir.
That man was murdered.
Come on.
He was murdered viciously too. And when they did it out in public the same way they want to murder Farrakhan.
That's right. Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
If your mother, let's say you love her. This is a funny generation these days. This is one of the first generations of children that I'm watching that don't love their mother.
Come on. Come on.
Black people, we've always loved our
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Something is happening with this generation that we're hating our mothers.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Teach, brother. Expose that evil.
Man.
But for those of us who love our mothers,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
if somebody murdered your mother with a knife and stabbed her 180 times with the blood still dried on the knife, would you put a keychain in gold and diamonds and wear that around your neck in
No, sir.
remembrance of her death?
No, sir. No, sir.
Stop it. If you'll do it for a man you say you love, then why would you wear a cross that you say your Lord was murdered on?
Think about it.
It is an emblem of suffering and shame. It is actually the secret of how Caucasians have dominated you.
That's right.
Because they crossed you.
Go ahead.
Double cross.
Not only did they cross you,
Good.
they double crossed you.
Huh. Come on.
And got you loving.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
And when they put a cross on you, they know that you are not alive.
That's
Right.
That's
Wow.
Not the word.
Because a cross is not a lifestyle.
No, sir.
Once you have on a cross, you're living a death style.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you don't believe me, what are you eating?
Come on now. Come on, brother.
Even your diet is a death style.
Come on.
You eating pork?
Uh-oh.
You eating chili cheese fries?
Come on.
You up at church's chicken eating them big cow-sized chicken
Come on.
pumped up with steroids.
Straight
You
Jimbo.
wondering why your 3-year-old daughter got boobs.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
Come on. Teach it, brother man.
Come on now.
You drinking liquor, they got you high all the time. They got you on all kind of medication. They got us.
Yes, sir.
Book, line, and single.
Got us all.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
They got you cursing. They got the sisters hating the black man hating the black woman. They're slowly turning the brown man against his woman. And
Go
the
ahead.
Native American is on some reservations, high, drunk, and
Go
dead.
ahead. Come on.
We are not living a lifestyle.
No, sir.
The only group I know in America that's living a true lifestyle are the members of the Nation of Islam.
That's right. Go ahead.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to go into this great controversy with Minister Farrakhan and the Jews.
Come on, brother man.
And when I say Jews, you know, I hate hypocrites.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did I get a Greek jet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, he did.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he did.
Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Salah, sir.
Fix that quick.
That settled that, huh?
Oh, I live for days like this to defend Minister Farrakhan.
That's
sir,
right.
brother.
That's right.
Sure.
Now we're going to do a PowerPoint presentation and show you what had gotten Minister Farrakhan in trouble. And I'm going to show you why the Jews try to control the black community. Then over the next coming weeks, I'm going to show you that many wickedly wise Jews are anti-black.
Think about it.
Then I'm going to show you the number one weapon that they'll use is media.
Oh, yeah.
Television, music. All right?
Yes, sir.
Now, there's a Bible verse that shows that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is not the first men to call Caucasian people devils.
That's right.
That's right.
Jesus got into an argument.
Yes, he did.
Now, Christians, I hope y'all bear with me today, because we're going to go through some scriptures,
Yes, sir.
and we're going to take these scriptures out of the Bible, superimpose it over America, and see if we get a fit. All right? Some of these scriptures we showed you last week, but we're going to go into how did Minister Farrakhan get involved in this Jewish controversy.
That's right.
Now, bear with me, because I want to bring you some text right out of the Holy Bible. Right out of what?
The Holy Bible. So called.
Now, if you are a Christian, have you ever read this?
Good question.
This is in the book of St. John. What book?
St. John.
Chapter 8. verses 31 all the way to 44, where Jesus is arguing with some Jews.
That's right. That's right.
Getting ready to mess y'all up.
Come on, mess them up, brother.
You told me you go by your Bible.
Come on.
I'm going to see. Maybe when I finish reading this, you're going to tear this part out.
Go ahead.
It's up to you. I just want to show you that the Nation of Islam is not the first to call Caucasian people devils.
That's right. Go ahead.
I'm going to show you that man you say you love, Jesus himself called them.
Come on,
Go
read
ahead.
them real.
That's right.
Let me give you context. In the book of St. John, Jesus he was going all over that Arabian Peninsula between Palestine, back in and out of Rome. Because 2,000 years ago, Europeans, the Romans, controlled most of the world.
That's right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
White folks have you ever noticed that they are conquerors?
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right.
Have you ever noticed that since those white bodies that was in Europe, check it out now, you gotta look at it.
That's right.
Everywhere they went, they caused trouble.
That's
Everywhere.
right. Think about it.
Everywhere. Them Jews.
When Christopher Columbus got on that boat
That's them.
and got lost,
That's it. That's what happened.
everywhere he went, did he make trouble?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Did the French go into Africa and make trouble?
Yes, sir.
Did the Italians go into Africa and make trouble?
Yes, sir.
Did the Germans go into Africa and make trouble?
Yes, sir.
Did the Russians go into Africa and make trouble?
Come on.
Did the Dutch go into Africa and make trouble?
Yes, sir.
Did the Portuguese go into Africa and make trouble?
Yes, sir.
Everywhere.
Then I ask you, who is these crap?
Come on. Come on. Add it
And
up.
the British.
That's right.
Add it up. Come on now.
Jesus is arguing with the Jews. Check this out. Then said Jesus to those what?
Jews.
Jews. Stop changing the text. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my words, then you are my disciples indeed. Here's what got me. Verse 32. And ye shall know the truth. And you shall know the what?
Truth.
And the truth shall
Make you free.
set or make you free.
Come on. Come on.
Look at their reply. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed. This is going, now listen, please listen.
Yes, sir.
American Jews.
They answered him, we be Abraham's seeds and were never in bondage.
Never.
And were never in bondage to any man. Wait a minute. In the Old Testament, weren't they supposed to be in bondage?
Come on. Think about it. Think about it.
These Jews are admitting that they've never been in bondage. So I'm wondering if that was prophecy that had not yet been fulfilled.
Come on. Come on. Make it plain, Brother Minister.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
How sayest thou, you be made free? Then look at what Jesus answered them. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever.
Come on.
If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. Look at Jesus talking. I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
They seek to do what to Jesus?
Kill.
What do they seek to do to Farrakhan?
Kill.
Because my word have no place in you.
That's right. Come on. Come on.
Look at Jesus. I speak that which I have seen with my Father. And you do that which you have seen with your Father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth. See, they hate truth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You ever been around
Yeah.
Caucasian people and you start talking about black history and they start saying, they don't want to hear it?
Right.
Yes, sir.
You're talking to a vampire.
That's right.
You make them uneasy. They don't want to hear nothing about slavery. Then they'll throw in your face, I had nothing to do with it.
That's
right. Yeah, but you benefit because
Right.
that's right.
Right. Come on now. Yes, sir.
They hate truth.
They do.
Now they can tell us their history all day long.
All day, all year.
White people, oh, I'm Irish, and you know, my family, we're from here, and I mean, they'll tell, then when you start running your history, they get sad.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm not in my land, I don't know where the hell I'm from. Y'all bust us upside the damn head with it.
That's right. That's right.
They don't want to hear that.
Right.
Then they'll tell you to what? Get over it.
Come on.
But you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham. Jesus talking. You do the deeds of your father. Now they get ready to go into a fight. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication.
They said,
Now they make a mockery of Jesus.
That's right.
We have one Father, even God. Jesus said unto them, if God were your Father, you would love me.
Come on.
For I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
Come on.
Why do you not understand my speeches?
Man.
Yeah.
Something about the Jews, when you do a speech, they don't want to understand. They don't like to hear us talk. This is why they don't want no conscious rap music.
Come on. Teach.
They pull that in and they murdered KRS-One.
Go ahead.
They murdered Public Enemy.
Go ahead.
They never wanted that kind of music because we were waking up.
Right. Go ahead.
They got us to talking about death styles again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Rapping about dying, rapping about pimping, rapping about whoring,
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
and got you loving.
That's right.
Now they got these rappers rapping about taking psych meds.
That's right.
My
God.
Y'all all right? Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear me. Now, look at Jesus. Said, I know you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You are of your father.
It is.
That's not Farrakhan talking.
Go ahead.
That's Jesus talking.
That's right.
Who is he talking to? The Jews that was in Rome, because they was powerful back then just like they powerful now.
Yes, sir.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
You are of your father, the devil. He didn't stop. He went in on it. And the lust of your father. Come on, man.
Go ahead.
Now you're going to run their history by them. See, that's why they don't like the nation, because we got the books on white people.
Yes. Go ahead.
Look at it. Now Jesus is going to the history. He was a murderer from the beginning. And a bold not in the truth.
That's right.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks his own. But he is a liar. But he is a liar. But he is a what?
Liar.
And the father of it.
Woo.
Now we get ready to go into these crackers.
Go ahead. Teach.
If you don't have these three books,
That's right. That's
it
right.
is a must.
Yes, sir.
This is the vampire life that the Jews living in the Jewish community. They hate that we got the books on them.
Go ahead.
That's right.
It's called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume 1 and 2, put out by the Nation of Islam. Under the
Yes, sir.
leadership.
Go ahead.
This book is about a lynching of a man based on a case from this Jewish businessman called Leo Frank, where this man
Go ahead.
raped and and murdered a white girl and blamed it on a black man.
That's what he did.
And the Jewish community couldn't allow this, and that's how the JDL started as a result of this devil.
ADL.
ADL, thank you. That's called the Anti-Defamation League.
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
But these are the books. Now, the history of these books come from Jewish scholars.
That's right.
Where they admit the role they played in our demise.
That's right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, this whole thing that they hit Minister Farrakhan on called anti-Semitism, right?
Come on, expose me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This particular woman, she was on the Israeli cabinet.
That's right.
Her name is Shulamit Alana. Now, look at what she said. Anti-Semitic is a trick.
Come on. Come on.
We always use it to stifle legitimate criticism of Jews and Zionist Israel.
Science.
Wow.
It's not me talking.
That's right.
She said we use this as a what?
Trick.
Look, why would you stifle legitimate criticism?
Come on. Think about it.
It's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe, if someone is criticizing Israel, we bring up the Holocaust.
That's right. That's how they
When in
play.
America, people are criticizing Israel, then they are anti-Semitic. I'm going to run through that real quick. This Jewish scholar, see, what I love about what Minister Farrakhan did, we're going to show you what Jews are saying that they did to us. Jewish leaders feared Elijah Muhammad. Did you know that?
Go ahead.
Look at what this particular scholar, Mark Dillinger, PhD, holds the Richard and Rhonda Goldman. He's a chair in Jewish studies at San Francisco State. Look at what he said. Despite the Nation of Islam political marginalization, American Jewish community officials still feared Elijah Muhammad. His charismatic personality, willingness to confront racism,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
in the most dramatic rhetorical terms, and ability to inspire even non-believing African American listeners concerned Jewish leaders. Why? Look at what concerned him. He had the power to confront racism. Why would Jews be concerned about that? Y'all with me, brothers and sisters?
Yes, sir.
They said that this man could inspire even non-believing African American listeners. Why should that concern Jewish leaders? The Nation of Islam leaders, they feared, could earn the respect of his black audience even if they chose not to join his movement.
Think about it.
That's right.
Let's keep going.
Yes, sir.
This Jewish scholar, Arnold Forster, in a memo, we got one of the ADL memos in 1959. ADL memo shows that anti-Semitism charge is a hoax. Secret memo of the Anti-Defamation League, 1959. We have no documentable evidence of anti-Semitism on the part of the Temples of Islam movement or Elijah Muhammad. And they are not anti-Jewish per
Come
se.
on. Think about that.
Yet, the ADL continued to publicly label the Nation of Islam as anti-Semitic. Why?
Come on. Expose me, brother.
Brothers and sisters, they know we're not no anti-Semitic.
That's
right.
Anti-Semitic. Now, here's what's about to happen. In the book of Revelation, in the book of what?
Revelation.
In the 12th chapter, verses 15 and 17, it's talking about a serpent. This is a metaphor.
That's what it is.
Now, if you remember that this serpent became a dragon, because in the book of Genesis it was a snake.
Go ahead, go ahead.
But by the time that snake gets to Revelation, it has grown into a dragon.
Go ahead.
How did it get from a snake to a dragon? Because they ate up a lot of people. The press, in this case, could be considered the instrument of the dragon.
Go ahead, go ahead.
That's right.
So now they are lying on Minister Farrakhan, talking about he's anti-Semitic, he's anti-American, because they charge Jesus Christ with the same thing. That's right.
Go ahead.
So in that verse it says, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that it might cause her to be carried away. They want to see the nation gone.
That's right.
Do you know that the Nation of Islam is the only black organization that powerful Jews, the CIA, the FBI have not destroyed?
That's right. Go ahead.
Have they impacted some of our members? Yeah, a whole bunch of people leaving the nation.
Go ahead.
Good, get the hell on.
Right. Go ahead.
We don't want no cowards with us no more.
Right.
And the earth. Now, in this scripture, you seeing that some woman, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that when a man is chosen by God, that man's mind is to God what a wife is to a husband.
Come on. Teach. Teach.
Because God takes his servant, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, and he impregnates their mind with his ideas.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. So they are styled as a she, even though there is a he. Also, the Nation of Islam could be considered feminine, or she.
Go ahead.
All nations are called she.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Go ahead.
And the serpent cast out of its mouth water as a flood after the woman, Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Go ahead.
That he might cause him, to be carried away. Let's get rid of her.
Go ahead.
And the earth meaning black people,
Go ahead.
brown people, red people, after a while, they're going to say so many lies that some of y'all going to stop believing these crap.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And
Come on.
the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood with
Go
the
ahead.
dragon cast out of his mouth.
That's right. Go ahead.
And the dragon was walked with the woman and went to make war with the remnants of her seed. Wow. Who are the seeds of Farrakhan?
Go ahead.
It's us.
All of the members.
That's right.
This white man cannot rest if Minister Ishmael is still around.
That's right. Go
He
ahead.
will not be able to rest if there's a Nuri Muhammad.
Go ahead.
He will not be able to rest if there's an Abdul Halim.
Go ahead.
Brother Sharif. Brother Hafiz.
Yes, sir.
He will not be able to make it if Brother Hakeem is there.
Go ahead.
And he damn sure ain't gonna make it if he leave me alone.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna play for you because what I hate about some of us,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on, man.
you hear crap on CNN. Louis Farrakhan called Jews termites.
Come on, man.
They don't show you what he said.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
They just tell you he said it.
That's right.
And then you run up in our face saying what you heard.
I heard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What's wrong with this Farrakhan?
That's right.
Why has he got problems with the Jews? He ain't got no problem with the Jews. They got problems with him.
Right.
That's right.
Come on.
Huh?
Make that play.
He has never been an anti-Semite.
Never.
Sure.
Never.
He has never hated Jewish people.
Go ahead.
Never.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In fact, deep down inside, we would like to have a relationship with them, but only on the basis of truth.
Right. Our terms. Go ahead.
They could be of tremendous help to us.
They could. Yes, sir.
But they don't.
But they can't be no help to us if they want us to be their slaves.
Right. Go ahead.
The whole world be their shit.
They can't be no help to us if Jewish leaders want to remain arrogant
Go ahead.
Come on, come
and
on.
act like we boys. See, I hate it when white people treat me like I'm some kind of boy.
Go aheck. That's right.
I'll check a cracker quick.
Go ahead.
I'll check them quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, you, come in. Who the hell you think you talking to?
Yes, sir.
This Tuesday, y'all our children.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Now, I want you to pay close attention because you're going to hear from Minister Farrakhan yourself.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you every lecture that got him in trouble with the Jewish community. Look, I want the average Jew that is listening. You are ignorant too.
Yes, sir. Wake them up, brother minister.
Do you know that if the Jewish community really knew what some of the wickedly wise Jews was doing, they would be upset themselves.
Go ahead.
They are victims of the lies of their own people.
That's right.
Zionists.
Huh?
Sure.
They say Minister Farrakhan is homophobic. He got a problem with homosexuals. That's a lie.
Come on. Come on. Teach.
Minister Farrakhan have admitted that he have family members
Go ahead.
that
Go
are
ahead.
homosexual.
That's
That's
right. We all
right.
do.
That's right.
I think everybody up in this room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody popping in. Look, you don't hate homosexuals. I have a brother that was homosexual. He died of AIDS.
Come on, brother minister.
I loved him.
Yes, sir. For
Yes, sir.
sure.
I didn't like his way. That wasn't my way.
Right,
I ain't
right.
with that man thing.
For sure. Go ahead, brother minister.
But I don't like a liar either.
That's right. Come on. Yes, sir.
I don't like a murderer either.
No, sir.
Come on.
Sin is sin.
That's right.
So, here's what got Minister Farrakhan in trouble. Pay close attention to his words.
Here the Jews don't like Farrakhan, so they call me Hitler. Well, that's a good name. Hitler was a very great man.
Come on. Think about it.
He wasn't great for me as a black person, but he was a great German. And he rose Germany up from the ashes of her defeat
Facts.
by the united force of all of Europe and America after the First World War. Now, I'm not proud of Hitler's evil against Jewish people. But that's a matter of record. He rose Germany up from nothing. Well, in a sense, you could say there's a similarity in that we are rising our people up from nothing.
Go ahead.
But don't compare me with your wicked killers. Come on. The President and the Senate has said there is no room in this society for hate and no place for the haters. victims of America's hatred and bigotry are now being charged with her crime. What I represent is truth. And America is saying to Farrakhan what it is written that the Jews said to Jesus when they rejected him. And Jesus responded, "You cannot understand my words because my words have no place in you." The Jews in that day wanted no truth to be told if it conflicted with their selfish desires. They did not care for the truth. They only wanted to hear that which made them comfortable in their web of lies and deceit. What crime have I committed that warrants the censure and repudiation of the entire government, religious and civic leadership? I don't smoke, I don't drink.
That's right.
I don't use drugs. I've never been arrested. I don't chase women, nor do I chase men.
Go ahead.
I have been a doer of good. I have been a doer of good among black people for 3 decades, doing a duty of civilizing and reforming black people, a duty which America failed to do. For which of the good works that I do in the name of my father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, do you stone or repudiate me?
These are all the lectures I've got in the
Now, beloved, I have a problem with Jewish people. It is not because I'm hateful of Jewish people, not at all.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I have a problem because I am declaring to the world that they are not the chosen people of God. Listen. I am declaring to the world that the black people of America and the Western Hemisphere are the lost, the rejected.
Go ahead.
This is not a problem of anti-Semitism. This is a problem of theological viewpoint. Now, I will argue with any Jewish scholar.
Right.
Come on out of hiding.
Go ahead.
Don't stand behind the Negroes that you taught in theological cemetery school.
Go ahead.
You come out yourself and bring your arguments with you.
Do that.
You know that you cannot defend yourself. Not with truth.
That's right.
I got the books on you.
Go ahead.
The Jewish scholars. That's all. It's an intellectual thing.
Right.
It's not violence.
That's right.
I just challenge the Jewish scholars. Show me the history
That's it.
of your suffering in Egypt for 400 years. I know you can't show it to me. Look at some of the names that they call me.
Go ahead.
Thank God.
I've been called divisive, a Hitler lover.
Yes, sir.
They even went so far to call me in the Jewish paper this week, the new Hitler. A hater, a Klan lover. Years of their using these kind of words. What is the purpose of such words being written by the press and spoken in the public by men and women of renown? The aim is to discredit a man by the use of false terms without any just basis. The aim is to create an environment of hostility around that man.
Yes, sir.
That will keep the people from hearing what he has to say. If I'm a hater, who wants to be involved in hate?
Right.
If I'm a bigot, who wants to be involved in bigotry?
Come on.
If I'm an anti-Semite, see, they're trying to discredit the power of my message by calling me names that will undercut my magnetic attraction
Go ahead.
in my own people. Calling me those names is designed to undercut any support that you might want to give me. It is to alienate people from me who might desire to help me. Then it is designed to isolate me. And then, of course, destroy my influence among black people. And then ultimately, the aim is to murder me.
Hands on.
Go ahead.
Now, I want you all to reason with me.
Yes, sir.
You won't hear me tonight call for killing anybody.
No, sir.
But look, the idea of my being referred to as a Hitler is to plant in the minds of those who suffer from Hitler's mind and Hitler's work that we must never allow Hitler to come up again. So we must never allow this man, Farrakhan, to grow into power that he may do to us what Hitler did to us.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't it
Exposed.
something?
Exposed.
So, brothers and sisters, the germ of murder is already sown in the heart of Jews across this nation and across the world. And those who sympathize with Jews, they have a heart now filled with murder for Louis Farrakhan. So some person is going to think, as the scripture says, that they're doing God a favor and seek my death. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
When I spoke in the forum in Los Angeles, 19,000 black people came out.
JDL.
The Jewish Defense League was outside chanting to kill Farrakhan. Kill Farrakhan. Yesterday on the news, we saw them asking the question, what do you want? We want Farrakhan. How do you want it? We want him dead. Now, you can't find one word in the text of my speeches that calls for death to Jews. But I am made to look like a total wicked man And here are people calling for my death. Let me say to you, Mr. Press and Mr. Government of America, what do you think will happen to America? Come on,
That's right. Go ahead.
Now, you get that?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Now, those speeches, the first one, in around 1983 when Jesse Jackson was running, do you know the Jews was calling him anti-Semitic? And that they had created an atmosphere around Jesse Jackson at that time which could have got him killed. And that's why the FOI came around Jesse Jackson, because the CIA wouldn't provide no security.
That's right.
Now, Minister Farrakhan said that Hitler was a great man. All they did was he said Hitler was great.
That's right.
But they took it out of context. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
This particular journalist, he busted the ADL for lying on Minister Farrakhan.
That's right.
And he showed where in 1984, the David Nyhan reported that the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, deleted Farrakhan's word. Where he said, now I'm not proud of Hitler's evil against Jewish people. Ain't that what he said?
Yes, sir.
But that's a matter of record. But don't compare me with your wicked killers. Nyan wrote that to the ADL. They wrote him back. Look at what they said. Alan Schwartz, assistant director of research for the ADL in New York, said in a phone interview that he omitted the two sentences for reason of brevity. Really? And that he in no way twisted Farrakhan's remarks to make the black Muslim leader seem more pro-Hitler than he is. That's a lie.
Yes, sir.
Nyland then articulated the ADL's obvious distortion of Farrakhan's word, but the fact remains, Farrakhan originally said, I am not proud of Hitler's evil against Jewish people. And he added, don't compare me to your wicked killers. To delete these phrases changes Farrakhan's meaning.
That's right.
However, neither readers in 1984 nor during the march were made aware of Farrakhan's rejection of the comparison with the condemnation of Hitler as one of your wicked killers.
That's right. That's right.
See, that's the crap that they do, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
Now, they said he called Hitler great. Now I'm going to take you to the encyclopedia.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is called Encyclopedia Britannica, right?
Yes, sir.
Look at what they say about Hitler. There is a general consensus about the historical importance, a term that does not imply a positive judgment. Hitler was principally and alone responsible for starting World War II. The encyclopedia goes on to say, his most amazing achievement was uniting the great mass of Germany and Australian people behind him. Throughout his career, his popularity was larger and deeper than the popularity of the Nationalist Socialist Party.
That's right.
A great majority of Germans believed in him until the very end.
Come on.
In this respect, he stands out among almost all the dictators of the 19th and 20th century, which is especially impressive when we consider that the Germans were among the best educated people in the 20th century.
Come on, come on.
They go on to say, of course, what contributed to this support were the economic and social successes for which he fully took credit. During his early leadership, the virtual disappearance of unemployment, the rise in prosperity of the masses. Did you know that?
Go ahead.
The the new socialist institution, and the increase of German prestige in the 1930s, achievement unparalleled in the history of other modern totalitarian dictatorships.
That's right.
In spite of the spiritual and intellectual progenitors of some of his ideas, there is no German national leader to whom he may be compared.
Man.
In sum, he had no forerunners.
Come on.
Another difference between him and other dictators.
Come on.
By 1938, Hitler had made Germany the most powerful, feared country in Europe and perhaps in the world. He achieved all of this without war.
Come on.
And there are now some historians, check this out, who state that he died in 1938 before
Had he died. Had he died.
That had he died.
That had died. Hold on.
Had he died.
1938,
Yes, sir.
Hitler had made Germany the most powerful, feared country in Europe and perhaps in the world. He achieved all of this without war. And there are now some historians who state that had he died in 1938 before mass execution began, he would have gone down
Go
in
ahead.
history as the greatest. As the what?
Greatest.
As the what?
Greatest.
Statesman in the history of German people.
Go ahead.
They didn't say that this is anti-Semitic.
Come on. The encyclopedia.
Hang on. Let me show you the hypocrisy.
Go ahead.
This Jewish scholar, William Shire, look at what he said in a book he wrote, The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. Adolf Hitler is probably the last of the great adventurer conquerors.
Great.
The great adventurer conquerors in the tradition of Alexander, Caesar, and Napoleon.
Wow.
All races.
They didn't call him anti-Semitic.
No, sir.
Y'all all right?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
gonna show you some hypocrisy.
Come on with it, brother.
Go ahead.
This man, Kissinger.
Yes, sir.
Kissinger is a Jew.
Yes, sir.
Kissinger was a Secretary of State under Nixon.
That's right.
Y'all ready for this?
Go ahead.
When the Nixon tapes was revealed, look at what Jewish man Henry Kissinger said about his own people.
Real good.
The immigration of Jews from the Soviet Union is not an objective of American foreign policy. Look at what he said. And if they put Jews into a gas chamber in the Soviet Union, it is not an American concern.
Wow.
That's a Jew.
He's a Jew. But I never heard the ADL call him anti-Semitic.
No.
Then it said, maybe humanitarian concern. Now look at what he said. Even if the Soviet Union put Jews in gas chambers, it's not the concern of America.
Wow.
I never said that.
He said maybe. Wow.
Never said maybe.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Look at what Abraham Foxman, who was the head of the ADL, they never called him no anti-Semite.
No.
See, these
No.
are some damn hypocrites.
Go ahead.
Look at what Abraham Foxman said of Dr. Kissinger. Dr. Kissinger's contribution to the safety and security of the U.S. and Israel have solidly established his legacy and championship of democracy, and as a committed advocate for preserving the well-being of the Jewish state of Israel. The Nixon tapes should not change history. History's verdict on the important contribution and ultimate legacy of Henry Kissinger. Wow.
Man.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, brothers and sisters, I'm getting ready to show you y'all know this guy?
Yes, sir.
JFK.
Who is that?
JFK.
Look at what John F. Kennedy said about Hitler. You can easily understand how that within a few years, Hitler will emerge from the hatred that surrounds him now as one of the most significant figures who ever lived.
That's Kennedy's speech.
As Kennedy wrote that. He added, Hitler had boundless ambition for his country, which rendered him a menace to the peace of the world. But he had a mystery about him in the way he lived and in the manner of his death that will live and grow after him. He had in him the stuff of which legends are made. They never called him anti-Semitic.
Never. Never.
Let me show you the hypocrisy of America. Did you know in 1938 that Hitler was Time Magazine Man of the Year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here's a man murdered the Jews. Now, Time Magazine is owned by the Jews.
Go ahead.
These damn hypocrites. But yet, here's a man that burned them in the oven, and another man is only saying that they ain't the real people.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
They had more respect for their murderer, for their killer, for their betrayer, than the man who's trying to stand up on the truth. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, here's a scripture that's talking about the press. Jesus talking. Woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are as graves which appear not, and the men that walk over them are not aware of them.
Yes, sir.
Jesus talking. Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be delivered unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles. This is what's about to happen to Minister Farrakhan.
That's right.
And they shall mock him, and they shall scourge him, and they shall spit upon him, and they shall kill him. And the third day he shall rise again.
That's right.
Come on, that part.
And Jesus knew their thoughts and said unto them, here's a problem in America. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall what?
Not stand.
Question. Is America divided against itself?
Yes, sir.
Is the Republican Party mad at the Democratic Party?
Yes, sir.
Is Trump tearing up America?
Yes, sir.
All of it.
Now remember, brothers and sisters, a month ago I told you that these Jewish scholars are so upset that now they are coming after the Bible and the Quran.
Yes, sir.
Jewish scholars in Europe convened a meeting where Jewish leaders called for a new edition of the Bible.
That's right.
Wow.
And the book,
Y'all ain't hearing me.
Remix. Go ahead.
And guess what? Got many Christian leaders at their meetings to take out some of Jesus' words against Jewish people.
Wow.
Jewish leaders call for a new edition. You know why they doing this? Because of the teachings of Elijah Muhammad.
That's right. Go ahead.
Farrakhan factor, man, but we are pointing out who these people really are. Look at what they said. Jewish leaders call for a new edition of the Bible and the Quran to carry trigger warnings highlighted in anti-Semitic passages. Really? Then we should look at y'all books.
Go ahead. Come on.
You looking at the Bible, then I'm going to show you what they write in the Talmud.
Go ahead,
Now,
go
look
ahead.
at the book, an end to anti-Semitism, but did you see the goat?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You see them?
Go ahead.
How do we write the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's name in
Them.
the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Go ahead.
With black hands pointed at him like a scapegoat.
Go ahead.
Whenever we abbreviate Elijah Muhammad's name, we put
Oh,
them.
yes, sir.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Go ahead.
They wrote it on a goat. Because in Jewish tradition, they take a goat and whisper their sins into the ear of a goat and let that goat loose in the wilderness, just like they did you in America.
Woo.
They whispered all of their sins into us.
Come on,
Now we the
Tony.
pimps, we the prostitutes, we
teach.
the whores, we the
ahead.
rappers, man, bring our people down. Y'all all right?
Come on now.
Look at the black hands pointing at the goat, meaning they want to turn black people against the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Wow. Go ahead.
Expose him, brother minister.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, y'all ready for I got 5 more slides. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now we get ready to come at the anti-black.
Come on now.
I'm saying to the Jews,
Yes, sir.
we ain't got to prove nothing to you.
Go ahead. That's right.
Yourselves.
You got to prove to us you ain't anti-black.
Right.
Make that plain. Yes, go ahead.
There should never be a meeting with Jewish leadership and members of the Nation of Islam ain't at that table.
Go ahead. That's right.
Y'all don't know what damn questions to ask.
That's right. That's right.
Look at Abraham Foxman. Look at what he's saying about Christians. Abraham Foxman, for almost 20 centuries, look at who he said the enemy is to Jewish people. The church was the arch enemy of the Jews. Our most powerful and relentless oppressor and the world's greatest force for dissemination of anti-Semitic beliefs and the instigation of the acts of hatred. Many of the same people who operated the gas chamber worship in Christian churches on Sundays.
Wow.
Now remember, they already said they want to change the Bible.
Yes, sir.
These are some arrogant people.
Yes, sir. Very much so. Yes, sir.
Can you see your grandmama letting the Jews come in and say, take that out, take that out? Well, she might do it because the Jews asked.
That's the truth. Come on now.
Jewish leaders is calling for you, Christians, to change Jesus' word. You gonna do it?
Go, sir.
Then now they blaming their problems. See, they pointing at everybody else except for why have every country put Jews out?
Think about that. Come on. Every country. Come on.
You ever had a dude come up to you, he ain't have nowhere to stay, and you ask him why, man? My auntie put me out, my cousin put me out. I believe you better go find out why
Right. Right.
before you take him in.
You teach.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Humble.
real quick, we're going to close with this.
Stephen Book.
The Jews are supposed to believe in the Torah.
Come on.
I'm going to say that again.
Go ahead. Expose.
To the Jews that are listening. According to God's doctrine, he gave you the Torah. And you pushed it away.
Come on. Uh-oh.
And wrote a book with your own hand called the Talmud or Talmud.
They did it, sir.
Come on. Come on.
This Talmud or Talmud, depending on where you're from.
Tomato, tomato.
From the south, you're going to say Talmud.
From the mud.
From up north, you're going to say Talmud. Now, these are the books that they follow in secret.
That's right.
Greater to great.
You don't read the Talmud.
No, sir.
But all of these Jewish boys, when they leave the synagogue, they are taught. These books teach them how to master original people.
That's right.
These books have all of the teachings of Yaqub in it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We have a lesson in the Nation of Islam that says, why do we run Yaqub and his main devils from the root of civilization? And the answer is because he started making trouble among the righteous, telling what? They accuse the righteous people, causing us to fight and kill one another while they were stealing.
Go ahead.
I'm going to show you what's in the Talmud. I hope y'all ready for this.
Go ahead.
This is why they hate the nation.
Speak, brother gentlemen.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Bring it, brother. Uh-oh.
This is what they teach in the Talmud on the teachings of Jesus. I'm not just going to give you the book. I'm going to give you the name.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give you the damn page. I'm going to give you the paragraph. I'm going to tell you everything.
Go ahead. Tell it.
The Jews, you need to answer us this question. Look at what you said about Jesus. Their teachers in the Talmud, in the Sanhedrin version of the Talmud, 43rd edition. Page, part 4.
Go ahead.
Page 281 to 282.
That's
Here's
right.
what you said. Jesus practiced sorcery. And enticed Israel to apostasy. He and his 5 disciples were to be executed.
Come on.
Then, in the Talmud, you wrote, Jesus expressed sexually immoral thoughts. I'm not making this up.
Go ahead. It's in the book.
That's in Sanhedrin. Page 735,
Come on.
736. This is what they wrote. They said Jesus expressed sexual immoral thoughts and was excommunicated for being a wicked person.
Wow.
Righteous man.
He then worshipped a brick and refused to repent.
Lord.
Oh, brothers and sisters, this is why they don't let you talk about Jesus
Go
when
ahead.
you come to their house.
That's right.
Look at what they also said about Jesus in the Gideon version, the 57th edition. You can go to page 61 now. Check this out. They said Jesus is in hell being boiled in hot excrement.
Come on, man. Wow.
That's in the book.
Do you know what excrement is?
Yes, sir.
A species.
Yes, sir. Woo woo.
The Jews, according to the Talmud, not no nation of Islam,
Go ahead.
Jesus is in hell being boiled in hot excrement.
My God.
Since whoever mocks at the words of the sages is punished with boiling hot excrement. Look at this. They wrote this in the Talmud. Says Jesus' mother was a whore.
It's in there. It's in there. That's in their book. Come
I
on
saw
now.
one of y'all shaking. No, they're not saying that. One of y'all said, no, they don't do that. They don't really mean that.
More than that.
Look,
What happened was.
I sat with a couple of Jewish, just regular Jews. Do you know that some of them have never read this?
Wow.
I showed this to a couple of honest Jews who just thought the nation had a beef.
Yes, sir.
I pulled this out. I said, go back to your synagogue. Tell your rabbi to take you in his office. Tell him to put the Torah away, put out the Talmud. I gave him all the pages. I gave him one edition. And asked him, is this in there?
Yes, sir.
Man.
They never came back to give me
I was wise.
Jesus' mother was a what?
Oh. Man.
You can't make this stuff up.
No, sir.
Look at what else is in the Talmud. A Jew may marry a girl as long as she is 3 years old.
Yes, sir. My God.
In the day.
Oh, yeah, and a day.
Don't forget the day.
Did y'all hear what I just said?
Yes, sir.
It's not the nation talking. You can find it in the Sanhedrin, part of the Talmud, page 57 and 58, according to the Talmud. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. If you don't believe, just keep coming back.
Go ahead.
I'm going to show you that pedophilia is a big problem in the Jewish community
That's right.
among the rabbis.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I'm going to bring you pictures of all of this next week.
Go ahead.
That according to them. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you let a man have sex with your 3-year-old daughter?
Man, come on.
Some of y'all didn't answer that strongly.
Sir. No, sir.
Man, I wish a Jew may marry a girl as long as she is 3 years and a day old. A Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old.
Less than.
Yes, he made on
My God. My God.
You want to know what homosexuality is?
Come on. Come on.
See, answer us these questions. You keep pointing coming on the office.
Go ahead, Mr. Tony.
All I want to know, is this in y'all's writing?
It's in there, brother.
They can't deny
I
it.
know it's in there. That's why they won't meet with Louis Farrakhan.
Yes.
He said, we got the books on you.
Go ahead.
Bring him out.
A Jew can have sex with a child. Now look at this. As long as it's less than 9 years old.
Come on. My God.
Mister, a girl the age of 3 years and 1 day may be betrothed by intercourse.
My God. Wow.
If one was younger than this age, intercourse with her is like putting a finger in the eye. These are some sick,
Yes.
sick people.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry for that, Paul.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Check this out. Check this out. A woman who had intercourse with a beast. Sister said, oh, you okay? And oral meaning. A woman who had intercourse with a beast is eligible to marry a Jewish priest.
Wow. My God.
Brothers and sisters, keep coming.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you who controls pornography.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Some of y'all done been on the Mammal sites. Got quiet. Y'all started scratching. Now, check this out. According to the Talmud, if a Jew finds an object lost by a heathen, it does not have to be returned. This is interesting, man. Lord will not spare a Jew who marries his daughter to an old man or makes a wife of his infant son. Or return lost items to Kuthians. Kuthians is another name for black people and Gentiles. Check this out. Jews may rob and kill non-Jews.
My God. Wow.
I'm going to say that again.
Go ahead.
Jews may rob and kill non-Jews. See, this is why we want to meet with them. Do y'all follow this?
Yes, sir.
This is what we want to ask the Jews.
Right, right.
And if there are some Jews who follow this, then y'all need to help us catch these bastards
Right. Go ahead.
and get rid of them
Right.
from among you. See, the Jews always want black people. Y'all should get rid of the nation. Don't disavow Farrakhan. No, disavow these Jews.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Jews may rob. Look, not just kill, they may rob. Ask the entertainers. All of them got robbed.
Come on now. All of them.
Why do you think Jay-Z is rapping? He got robbed.
Go ahead.
Who robbed him? He scared. He kind of hint at the Jews, but they scared of them folks.
Right.
Yeah, they scared, brother.
Jews may rob and kill non-Jews. When a Jew murders a Kuthian, there will be no death penalty. What a Jew steals from a Kuthian, he may keep.
Charge it to the game.
Did they steal James Brown?
Yes, sir.
Did they steal Little Richard stuff?
Yes, sir.
Who got it back for him?
Mike.
Michael Jackson.
Go ahead.
Easy.
Y'all ready for this? Yes, sir. If a Jew is tempted to do evil, he should go to a place where he is not known.
That's what they do. That's what they do. My God.
Where do you think they go? To darker people. Go down to the Caribbean. Go down to Jamaica. See? Go to Thailand. That's right. Go to these places. These people are wicked. Go to Central and South America. Some of these Jews are having sex with little boys and little girls. book, since it was the Talmud and you don't want the Torah, look at what the Quran says about these Jews. In the 2nd chapter of the Holy Quran, see, this is why they want to attack our book.
Right.
Because the Holy Quran corrects the mistakes of the Bible.
Go ahead.
That's right. That's good. That's right.
And Jewish people, I'm sorry, I'm not saying all Jews, but even the low-lying Jews on the lower levels are influenced by the big Jews. They have the same attitude.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And they don't like it when you point out they're wrong.
That's right. Come on.
The Holy Quran says, woe then to those who write the book with their hands, then say, this is from God. Say that they may, so that they may take for it a small price. So woe to them for what their hands write, and woe to them for what they earn. Minister Farrakhan, all he wants to do is warn them that this book is not from God.
That's right. That's right.
This book comes out of the wicked nature of these some who call themselves Jews.
Right.
But if you look at this, everything in it is how to master other people and bring them under your control.
That's right.
So the Holy Quran says, woe then to those who write a book with their hands, then say this is from God. I close with this. Revelation says these words. Behold,
Yes, sir.
I will make them of the synagogue of Satan,
Yes, sir.
which say that they are Jews
Yes, sir.
and are not, but do what?
Lie.
But do what?
Lie.
It's not Farrakhan talking. This is Revelation 3, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Oh, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say that they are
Jews
and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and know that I have loved you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Minister.
Go ahead.
That's what Minister Farrakhan said.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said. This is the whole argument. And now there's about to be a showdown.
That's right.
Stand up for that.
Would you stand up for this, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You've been standing for us for over 60 years.
That's right.
I don't care what they say about Brother Farrakhan. I'll never believe the lies that they go tell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They, right now, are creating the atmosphere to murder him.
Yes, sir. On TV. Yes, sir.
They, right now, is trying to make black women turn on Minister Farrakhan.
Come on. Come on.
Brothers,
Yes, sir.
FOI.
Yes, sir.
Many of us are being set up.
Come on. Come on. Think about it.
We in the Nation of Islam have never carried out any wicked act against not one Jewish person.
Go ahead. Go ahead. That's the truth. Facts.
Now they're going to try to find some pseudo member of the Nation of Islam and coax him or her into doing something wicked against some Jewish people and then blame that on the Nation of Islam. Jesus was brought up on charges of what? Treason.
Right. That's addition. Go ahead.
And they said Jesus was going around talking against the Roman authority, trying to get Pontius Pilate to arrest him. Minister Farrakhan went to Iran and they're lying that he called for the death of America. You don't have to call for the death of America. God
Go ahead.
called for the death.
That's right. Go ahead.
Brothers and sisters, this is about to play out. He said, brother, they're going to arrest me. And they want to do to me what they did to Muammar Gaddafi.
Come on. Come on.
Well, they are going to arrest him. He said they may not even let him shave for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said.
So when you see him coming in court, he he's going to appear like a decrepit man. And you, like the people of the book, going to be saying, well, where is his God?
Think about
See,
it.
that's the God using, been getting ready to trap you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Instead of you saying, let him go. See, I don't want to be one of those witnesses who show up to witness and testify of this man.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you again. Will you stand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
As I appreciate you, I stand ready.
Walaikum salam, sir.
All praise to the Lord. Thank you. Have a seat real quick.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
In the upcoming weeks, we're going to mount more. Come next week, we're going to show you what's in the books called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you how the Jews owned the slave ships. I'm going to show you they manufactured the chains. I'm going to show you where they admit that every Jewish household had at least one slave.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to show you they own the cotton field.
Go ahead.
They'll change their names to hide who they are. I'm going to show you next week how the Jews was even the top head clansmen. Yes. What? I'm going to take you to the Jew who manufactured and designed the KKK uniforms.
Go ahead. Teach on it. Teach on
See, we
it.
ain't got to ask no question, are we anti-Semitic? But they're going to have to answer the question, are you anti-black?
Right.
I'm going to show you how the Jews promised they was going to use television, entertainment to turn us out. Oh,
My God.
sisters, you should have left us alone.
That's right.
We were minding our business, trying to help black, brown, and red people, and you're going to start attacking our leader.
Go ahead.
An attack on Minister Farrakhan is an attack on every member of the nation of Islam.
That's right.
Not only that, an attack on Minister Farrakhan is an attack on the black, the brown, and the red man.
Go ahead.
We ain't going to get out of this. So I thank you, brothers and sisters, but I'll say this to America as the minister. I warn you, watch your country.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can blame it on global warming if you want to. You ain't seen no fire.
Come on. Come on.
I'm going to show you why Paradise went up in flames.
Come on.
Isn't there a place called Paradise, California?
Yes, sir.
It ain't Paradise no more.
Yes, sir.
Do you know that that area is one of the most racist areas in all of
True.
California?
That's the truth.
Do you know that there's an entertainer named Elisa Milano who spoke against Minister Farrakhan, and the next day her house burned?
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. How many of you, this is your first time at a Nation of Islam meeting? Would you raise your hand? Oh, We're honored to have you. Brothers and sisters, I pray to Almighty God that I didn't say nothing to hurt your feelings.
No, sir.
I really, that's not our aim. But in our passion to get after the truth, man.
Yes, sir.
We may come across hard, maybe even a little vulgar sometimes. Man, we love y'all.
That's it. That's it.
And sometimes we get frustrated because we want our people to wake up and unite. And sometimes it frustrates us. We love you even in the midst of your hating us.
Come on.
How many of you believe what you heard today to be the truth and good for us as a people?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's beautiful. Then if you got enough courage to know that this is the truth, how many of you want to learn more about that truth and join on now?
Come on
Stand
now.
up.
Yes, sir.
Stand up. Stand up.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Come down. Come down, brother.
Yes, sir.
Come down.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, soldier.
Come on. Beautiful. Anybody else? Anybody else?
We have a sister, but she would prefer not to stand.
That's fine.
That's
She
all
can
right.
understand. Sister, what? Zonetta? Zanetta. Said that right? Thank you, Sister Zanetta. Let's give Sister Zanetta